All right. So I am Ruth Cleet, the trustee of the Elsa Sewell Foundation, and Brady Style down in the bottom left to me is Jordan.
Hello, everyone. Jordan Cleet-Kusher, Program Officer of the Elsa Sewell Foundation.
And then
Jordan.
next person, Patsy.
Hi, Patsy Semi, advisor.
And Frank or Andy, surprises.
Frank Hicks on the foundation.
Andy Kusher, board member.
Okay. On our side, we've got, are we going to just continue with our presentation, or is there some other introductory?
No, that's fine.
Okay. So our team consists of Martha Steer, and we've got our names on our thing. She's our Director of Development Strategies. Beth Yantek is our administrative assistant, and she has the frontline experience with the clients. And Justin Flam is the chair of our board. And Justin's going to start us off with a few words.
Certainly. Thank you. I appreciate the time and appreciate the consideration that the foundation is giving to OneSource here. We are very appreciative of the support that the foundation has provided in the past. There was a gift of a little over $12,000 back in 2017, which we used to purchase computers and the point of sale software that we still use with our clients today out at the warehouse. So I'm excited that the foundation is willing to take a look at the Common Good Voucher Program. The board and me personally, we are all big believers in this program. It's a great way to reach people. It's a great way to expand our reach as well, to expose OneSource, our agency, to some other people who may not have heard of us before, but it's a great way to help people in a more direct kind of fashion. I think OneSource is kind of an unusual nonprofit in that instead of serving the end user population that is targeted there, as a lot of nonprofits do, our service market is the nonprofit sector of the overall community. And in the past, frankly, we've had some challenges reaching out for support, financial support from the community, because you don't have that notion of the direct appeal, because we're not serving at-risk children or pets or women or whatever the target population may be. We're serving these other nonprofits. The Common Good Voucher Program is really a way to allow us to reach people directly, people who are in need of assistance on things, to give them the opportunity to get some things they need and to have a choice in the matter, to get new products in a lot of cases through our marketplace program at OneSource, where they feel like they're in a store and can get the things they need and the colors or the styles or the sizes that they want. So appreciate all your time today, and glad that we are here. And if you have questions along the way for me, please just let me know.
All right. Do I need to make somebody else a co-host for sharing any?
Yes, if you could, that'd be great.
Okay, so that would be you, Christy?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see, let me get that up. Where'd you go? Okay, you are empowered right now.
Okay, I thought it still says no. Okay, let's find it here. Okay. So we didn't prepare a real big PowerPoint presentation, but just a few slides to give a little background. You know, the Elsa Sewell Foundation does have some experience with us in the past, but just to kind of recap that we do have a 35-year history of providing support for the nonprofit community. And since we last worked with you and were funded by you, we have relocated to a central location in Queensgate. That was in June of last year. So that was a nice challenge to move in the middle of the pandemic, but we got that accomplished and have found that it's just a really great new location, much more centrally located to the nonprofit community, especially for this voucher program. I don't think it would have been very successful in Sharonville just because of the location. Here in Queensgate, it's just a great benefit of being more central to more nonprofits. And another change since our last funding with you all was that we have a new name. We are OneSource Center. Back then we were Resource. So we did merge two organizations together to become a resource center. That was in 2017, and then we kind of rebranded ourselves as the OneSource Center in mid 2018. So we have a new identity, a new location, and a broader mission of being a resource center. So we are the only nonprofit resource center in our region that are providing these services. And we are considered a community redistribution partner. So what that means for us is that we have a relationship with an organization out of Alexandria, Virginia. And so that designation allows us to have access to truckloads of products that are donated by companies like Amazon, Walmart, Williams-Sonoma, others that we can get all this product in. So we have the ability and the resources to get lots of stuff out into the community. However, there are still some expenses associated with that in terms of getting the products delivered here and then the sorting and the processing of it all. So, so donations and grants received given to OneSource give assistance to hundreds of nonprofits, where sometimes that's a benefit to some of our funders. They appreciate that funding that they give doesn't go to just one organization, but it really serves a broader community. And then in terms of the voucher program, well, this is our new warehouse. So we have the furniture that we've had for a long time. So voucher participants can get furniture, but then they can also get products. So we have both in our warehouse. So and our warehouse now is, you haven't had a chance to come and visit, you're always welcome to stop by. It's brighter and cleaner than the last place. It's a bit smaller, but it's also more organized. And so we're able to accommodate all of our clients. So we have all of these products. So this part of the warehouse back here is the part that we consider the marketplace. And that is what gives us the products that mostly make up the voucher program, although they can get to the furniture as well. Just seeing, Michaela is just asking for the link again. So I'm gonna finish up here and I will pass to Martha, and while she's speaking, I'll get that to Michaela.
Okay.
So the Common Good Voucher Program, kind of as Justin gave some background to, and I'm just assuming that the people at the foundation, you all have had a chance to look at our application that goes into all of this a lot more detail. But just to kind of hit the high points, that everything is, our agency serves other nonprofit agencies. And so that is still what we're doing. We're not just taking walk-in traffic from people in need. It's all goes through other nonprofits so that nonprofits request vouchers from us. They are the ones that screen the participants for their needs and determine what they need and how much they need. And then they pass along those vouchers to their clients, which provide them with about 3 times the value. If it's a $25 voucher, that gives them at least $75 worth of products in our warehouse, because everything is worth about at least 3 times as much as the handling fee we put on it. As Justin mentioned, it is choice shopping, so it gives some level of dignity to the shoppers to be able to pick things that they need themselves instead of just being handed a bag of stuff or a box of stuff and said, here you go. And then also by working with the agencies, they are providing those other services, those wraparound services, to make them long-term sustainable, so that it's not just a handout, so that they are helping them, get into their first home and get a job and, get the help they need, whether it's addiction services or they're coming out of a homeless situation, or they're just down on their luck and need. So the agencies are helping them beyond the support that we're providing through the voucher program. So I will stop sharing here and I will pass to Martha to talk a little bit about the partnerships that we've developed and the pilot program we ran.
Sure. Okay. So I worked with the team last year during the pandemic and right after the move to work through a pilot of the voucher program, and that went very successfully. And I think the number is something like 26 different agencies participated all in the rest of last year, the end of last year in the program. So we had a lot of many learnings from the pilot, but then we were able to launch it very quickly, and many more agencies came on board to take advantage of it. And what one of the indirect benefits that we will gain from this voucher program, we've already gained this, is to be in a more collaborative and partnership role with our nonprofit members from a standpoint of what products they need. And this just isn't just products that they need for their offices or their operations. It's what do their clients really need? Because we need to understand that in their terms and turn it into our terms so that we know what to go out and source. Because through these distribution channels that are gathering up donations from Amazons and Walmarts of the world and the Posturepedic mattress opportunities, that kind of thing, then we know what we can be looking for, because sometimes the opportunities come to us so quickly that we can't go out and say, does anybody need this? We need to be able to have it in our, on our radar of what they need. And so I think one of the most illustrative examples of this was working with one of our agencies that has women and families moving from addiction services housing, which they're just, they're given a space and they come with what they have on their backs, if anything. And then they may move into a transitional housing, and they get to, they need to basically set up household. And these agencies are going out and having to buy at retail stores what these people need if they don't currently have another source for it. And in particular, two things. One is sheets, new sheets. Used sheets are not that attractive, so new sheets. And in some cases, a second set of sheets. We don't think about it, but if you can't get to the laundromat, but once every 2 weeks, you may need a second set of sheets before you get the first set of sheets washed. We take that for granted. Another thing was we get some clothing in on these shipments, and we were told that they like the voucher program for their clients to get things that they can't get at a St. Vincent de Paul, which is all used items. There's some things they want to get new, like underwear and socks. And so that's just an example of how this voucher program has allowed us to understand our agencies and serve them better and serve their clients with them. So we're going to turn it over to Beth or Michaela. You want to turn it over to her?
I think that you follow Beth, but welcome, Michaela. Thank you for joining. And I think Beth was going to say a few things about things first and pass to Michaela.
Yeah, I love the opportunity. I'm the one who gets to check out everybody who works or comes through our doors. It's been a real blessing to see the actual products that we have get into the hands of the people who are really using them. One of the things I wanted to point out was that we made it very clear to our partner agencies that these vouchers weren't supposed to be for them, that they had to go deeper than that. So sometimes when the process was that the members applied for the vouchers, and then we vetted them. There wasn't a whole lot of difference there. If they indicated they have a need, then we want to fill that need. So with the limited resources that we had, at some point we had to say, no, I'm sorry, you can't have $1,000 worth. I can give you 500. But we work that out depending sometimes on the size of the agency we're working with as well. But we did, like I said, have to make it clear to the agencies that they were not allowed to use these voucher dollars to outfit their new offices or their offices with resources like that. These vouchers were intended to get into the end user's hands. And Michaela and I could share a lot of stories about how we were able to make a lot of people very happy with limited resources. With Michaela's agency, we were able to give them the most amount, but they were able to spread it the farthest. So that was kind of a unique situation for them. Some agencies had one or two clients that they wanted to put into new housing. And with the furniture that we have available, we were able to work that out in several situations. There was one woman who came to us through, it was not the Deaf Institute, but the Cincinnati area for visually disabled, CABVI. I know it by CABVI, but they had a client whose home had recently been damaged by the water that they had used to put out a fire. So she needed new furniture, and we were able to outfit her with the things that she needed to continue to live within that residence. So that was one of the special stories that we were able to tell. Now it indicated, or, for that particular person, she got more than a $25 voucher, obviously, but that was the agency's discretion. So as we work with a lot of different agencies, they're the ones that get to decide how much they give to any one particular individual. And we love the fact that we have that kind of flexibility.
I'm going to interrupt for just 1 minute. There's somebody in the waiting room, but I don't know who they are.
Oh, I know who it is.
I just didn't want to admit somebody without you knowing who they were.
Or she just came in.
That's fine.
Thank you.
So I'm going to let Michaela speak next, and she can tell you about her personal story with our agency. And then if you have any other questions about the depth of what we were able to do with the resources that we had, I'll be glad to go back there.
Michaela is with New Foundations Transitional Living.
Yeah. So hi, everyone, and thank you so much for having me. Anytime that I can share my experience or how OneSource in general has helped our organization. I apologize. I don't know why this light is shining like that. But anyway, OneSource has probably been the most contributing factor to our success and how much we've grown in the 2.5 years, not just with this program, but with the board development and just so many different other programs. You guys have an amazing organization, and I can't thank you enough. With the voucher program, that was something that was really, really special. We were given vouchers, and we kept a very good log of who we gave it to and all that kind of stuff. And it made our program participants feel really special because a lot of them come in from jail, from treatment, from detox. Some people off the street, they're working with, maybe somebody, and we were able to get them funds to come in. They have nothing. And we don't have an excess of sheets, blankets, pillows, that kind of thing. And so what they were able to do is come in and buy things that they've probably not had in a long time. And $25 at OneSource goes a long way. And so they were so very grateful. We were very grateful. And it was something that we were able to offer for that time period and say, hey, come to New Foundations. We've got a voucher program to help you get some sheets, blankets, or, whatever it is that they were needing. So it allowed us to market our program in a more influential way during that time period. And Beth has been amazing, is amazing, and I worked with her for several different purchases, and just I can't say enough about her. And the program participants loved her as well. She was very helpful, and so I think it was a very, very valuable program. And I just, it would be awesome if there was another one.
That's where we stand today, is that we were funded last year. We had the pilot program, as Martha spoke about, and then with some of the CARES funding that came through Hamilton County, we received a grant through that program, and at the end, towards fourth quarter, and we were able to distribute vouchers again after the original pilot program. But Beth's been very sad because she loves the program a lot, and we just don't have funding for it yet this year. So we're reaching out for foundational help to help us fund it so we can start the vouchers up again.
All right, Michaela, what agency are you with? I didn't catch it.
I'm with New Foundations. We are a recovery housing organization. So we provide housing. We have 11 different properties across the greater Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky region. Most of our homes are in Hamilton County or Kenton County, Kentucky. And we're the largest recovery housing provider in the county. And we're also the only certified recovery housing organization in this area. So we're pretty proud of that. And so yeah, that's what we do. And we don't have, like I was saying earlier, we don't have, you know, a whole basement full of sheets and blankets and that kind of stuff. We've just not had, you know, the time to go. I mean, I've not had the time to kind of put together a fundraising event of some sort to be able to have those funds. So this is why the OneSource the OneSource vouchers were so important to us. And a lot of our program participants use them. So
I think that was all of our prepared comments. If we just thought we would open it to questions then for what you might want to know more about the program or about OneSource or anything.
For me?
No, for the board.
So how many vouchers will you give to a particular agency?
I think last year it was dependent on, well, part of it's dependent on how many total vouchers we have to
Right.
distribute. And then what the need is from the agency. So Beth can maybe speak a little bit more to that of how we, you know, last year, you know, we really had, it was like a quick influx of cash that we weren't expecting of that voucher funding because it had to all be spent by, you know, in a short period of time. So we were generous, I guess, because we had $20,000 to give out in, what was it, 3 months? So, you know, we think that, you know, we were very generous, I guess, in distribution, where if we had less, we would probably be more particular about how much we gave to each agency.
So, yeah, I can follow up with that just a little bit. When our agencies applied for the vouchers, they took into consideration that each voucher was $25. They thought about how many people they thought they were going to need to assist, and then, you know, multiplied it out. We had some that took as little as $200 worth of vouchers, and then we were able to provide Michaela's organization with $2,000 worth of vouchers. And we did that actually in 2 separate stages. We gave her $1,000 first. We let some other agencies fill in where their needs were. And then when we had left over, we went back and were able to give Michaela's organization more.
How many different organizations participated in this voucher
Oh,
program?
that's right. That was something I was supposed to put up.
I think she does have a list available.
Yeah, here we go. So these were the participating agencies in 2020. There were 24 different agencies. You know, some of them were, you know, bigger agencies like Talbert House and Santa Maria Community Services and First Step Home. You know, others were, you know, smaller organizations. You know, some were faith-based, some were general social service agencies. It was a big range of, you know, large to small and in the different service areas. Like I said, we were a little more generous just because we had to distribute so many in a short period of time.
How do you qualify an agency for receiving a certificate?
So all of our agencies that, it was limited to our member agencies. So we have the member agencies have to submit an application to show, you know, indicate their 501(c)(3) status and their board, and, you know, they have to submit information when they become a member. And then once they're a member, you know, we figure that they then qualify.
Okay.
And beyond that, it really was a first come, first serve until the vouchers were used up. At the end, yeah, we still had agencies that would have liked to have participated, but they had all been distributed.
Do you have school supplies
Yes,
for after-school programs?
yes.
And
On
I had
those
a-
bills that I showed, I mean, there is just such a wide range of materials, some household goods, but some toys for kids. I mean, for some families that they're home with their kids and they have nothing, to have just some simple toys or crafts for the kids to work on. Those were considered a necessity for the sanity of some families, I think.
I had a quick question, Christine. Is there a fee for the agencies to become a member organization of yours?
Yes, it's very modest. Ranges from $35 for small agencies to $135 for the very large agencies.
um, Jordan, you have any questions?
Sorry, I couldn't unmute there for a second. I thought I'd be better at that after a year. No, not really. I think you guys covered everything in the quick presentation. Thanks for sharing. So no, I don't think I have anything to clarify.
I do have a question for you all in terms of reporting back. We want to make sure, for the Hamilton County program, we knew what we had to report back at the end. And so it's not necessarily a question to answer right now, but that should we be funded, which we have our fingers crossed that we will be, that we would want to know at the beginning, so that because one of the part of the process the first time was in their application to get vouchers, we said that they had to provide impact data, and then we knew what we needed to report back. And so we gave them that information at the beginning to say, this is what you need to provide back to us as part of the agreement of getting these vouchers, that you would provide back the information of the impact that you had. And then it was not just always impact, but it was also who you served. There was a lot, just because it was a government grant of, the race and the age and the income level of the participant, the benefiting clients. So they had to report back. So we would want to know that for you all, how much data you would want back at the end of the program.
What are your goals and how are you going to measure them? And did you?
So does anyone else want to speak to that? No? Okay, I will. So our goal is to support the agencies we work with. That is overarching, not just this program, but all of our programs, is that we think that to have a thriving Cincinnati community, we have to have a well-established and effective nonprofit community. So the more support that we can provide to them to deliver on their missions, that's what our mission is, to help them to deliver on their missions and serving the community and making our community stronger. So, we measure that by, how much we're able to provide to them and their feedback to us of how helpful we've been to them. And so that's why, clients like Michaela, who give us the feedback, and that was part of the pilot program too. Is this helpful to you? Or is it just, we weren't intending it to just be, hey, free giveaway, a bunch of stuff. We wanted it to be something that is incorporated into the programs so that it's benefiting the agency's work in total to support their clients.
We had upwards of 80 people take advantage of it. We have, like I said, people come to us, that are indigent or lost everything and just need something. And so that was a very huge impact on our organization and the people that we serve.
Have you ever worked with New Life Furniture?
Mm-hmm. Well, not, actually, I was just out there working, talking with them a few weeks ago. Their model is a little different, but like when we have things that it would maybe help them, because they do like whole apartments and whole, setups. And so it's more, for people that don't need everything, but just need some things, that they can come to us. And we have, they have more residential furniture. We have some residential furniture, but most of our furniture is office oriented, although some of it, could be used either way. I mean, a table is a table. And if you don't have a table to eat on, any table is good. Side chairs for an office, make fine, chairs in a home. But they're more furniture wise, and most of the voucher program participants got things from our marketplace, which were more the products, you know, the toys, the sheets, the blankets, the, you know, products.
I saw, you touched on it earlier, and it's in the application, how you kind of have the relationship with Williams, Sonoma, Amazon. You listed a few of them, but then that's through Good
Good
360. Yeah. What is that? How did you get that? I've never heard of Good 260, and that seems like a good partnership to have if they kind of give you the extra Williams and Sonoma stuff, or Best Buy or Home Depot, whatever it might be. I just know. I'm
So
familiar
they're
with it.
located in Alexandria, Virginia, and they work with you know, nonprofits like us all over the country. And so they have just any nonprofit can benefit from Good 360's connections. But there's only, I think, 40 or 50 of us that are considered redistribution partners. And so there's not every nonprofit that can take a truckload of Amazon products because what would you do with the whole, I mean, it's a wide variety of stuff. And so because we serve so many nonprofits, to be a redistribution partner, you know, then we can take it all, and then the different agencies can come in. And some of the things we get, you know, I mean, quite frankly, I've looked at some of the stuff and said, what are we going to do with this? But then I didn't think about, actually, the first time I walked in, when I was first hired, I'm thinking, pillows. Like, are people sleeping at their desk? I thought this was an agency, you know, serving nonprofits. And it's like, well, but some of the nonprofits have residential living centers, and some of the things that were like jewelry. And it's like, is jewelry an essential? Like, what are we, you know, like, what are they doing with jewelry? It's like, oh, well, maybe that's the bingo prize for the senior center, or, you know, so it's just a real mix of things. And so the relationship we have with Good 360 has been fabulous, because they have really upped the ante on the types of things. You know, they've worked long and hard to get Amazon, and that has provided just a wealth of products. And Williams Sonoma, you know, all these companies that, as One Source Center, we wouldn't be able to walk into Amazon and make any kind of a partnership, or Williams Sonoma, but because they're doing the entire United States, they can make those connections, and then we benefit because we're a partner with them and can then order a truckload of product and bring it in. And so we only pay then, you know, they have a small handling fee on it as well. And then we can bring it in for the cost of the shipment and the handling fee.
And Jordan, they're a nonprofit as well. So
Yeah.
they're serving the nonprofits and supporting us. And as a community redistribution center in Cincinnati, we're part of that network. So if there's excess goods in one part of the country and we need it, you know, we can trade off on things for the benefit of our community. But there's a lot of product out there that is available to us in Cincinnati, and we want to bring it in here and get it in the hands of the people who need it. So we provide that logistics and that shopping experience. And then we also get wonderful donations from our local community of some products, and our legacy furniture of the office furniture, which is our partnerships with commercial furniture people, the real estate, commercial real estate people, that kind of thing. So those are partnerships are important.
I think we have something from you all. Ruth, wasn't it your one of the offices that you closed down or something? We got some of the donated furniture from you, I believe.
Right, we moved, redecorated, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, these truckloads of products from, you know, they're hundreds of thousands of dollars of products on a truckload. So, and some of them, I mean, we can also, you know, we've also gotten, last year we had 2 shipments of Tempur-Pedic mattresses. Then we, you know, the Amazon shipment. I mean, it's just, yeah, a nice wide range of products available to us through that partnership. It's been wonderful. And they only allow one community redistribution partner in a market. So we're, you know, somebody else could, you know, an individual nonprofit could get, you know, take advantage of products from Good 360, but not the same way that we can, because we can get the big truckloads and redistribute them. And we are allowed to charge the agency a handling fee, but when it goes, all of these products, the donor restrictions are when it goes to the end user, it's got to be for free.
Mhm.
So that's where it becomes difficult when agencies just don't have, one example is that we got a big shipment of car seats. And there was a great need for car seats, but none of the agencies we were working with at the time had a whole lot of money to even pay the small, it was like $15 for a car seat. Well, they just didn't, they could use 10 car seats. They just didn't have $150 ready to give car seats out to their clients. And so it was, difficult because the requirement was that they had to give them to, they couldn't charge their clients $15. That's a donor restriction. They weren't allowed to charge for it. So this voucher program is kind of bridging that gap where they can still get the products to the clients for free, but when they don't have the money themselves to pay for it.
It's a neat program, and I appreciate the question on it. It's not a program that I think a lot of people are familiar with or that people would even imagine exists out there. And it's a little complicated to get from Amazon and these other retailers to the middle source there and then to us as the nonprofits and from there. My involvement with OneSource goes back to 2012 through the Legacy Resource Organization prior to the merger. And in the early years there, we had nothing whatsoever like this. So when this opportunity presented itself, it was a really fascinating and challenging opportunity, frankly. Christy's done a great job of finding ways to make this work. Obviously, we have to be sustainable financially as an organization as well. So finding a model that makes sense on something where, unlike most of our other offerings, we have to pay for things up front. There's that out-of-pocket expenditure that comes with this, some of this. So this voucher program is a neat way to do that, to reach an audience that really needs it and an audience that, frankly, we have not had a great way to reach prior. And as you heard from our guest here, Michaela, that we've had some great ways to get things into the hands of the people who need them through it.
Okay. I noticed in your application that you had an application into the Butler Foundation and you've been denied on somebody's and you were waiting on something else. So you're looking for funding of a total of 24,000.
Right.
Denied.
Nippert denied, we were denied by Nippert. Butler has not responded yet. They're not as on the ball as you guys are. I submitted both at about the same time. So you're on the ball, you're getting through things quickly. And I understand you've had a big increase. So I appreciate the efforts you all have gone through to wade through so many more applications this year and to give us the opportunity to present. So appreciate that. But yes, we continue to seek, and it's really, if we got more, like I said, we got $20,000, in one quarter, and we were able to distribute them all in one quarter last year. The need is kind of endless, but we kind of feel like, $2,000 a month would be a good amount to be able to service the nonprofit community and keep this going. Less, we just do less. More, we can do more.
And we are expanding our grant writing to address the voucher program and some other funding streams because we know we have a earned income model for about half, but we look for private support, and we're doubling down a little bit on the doing the vouchers and some other operating funding from foundations. So
yeah, unfortunately, warehouses cost a lot of money.
And trucks too.
And trucks and warehouses, yeah, it all costs money. And so we've got a very lean staff of 8 full-time equivalents. And I think we do an awful lot with our 8 FTEs and a boatload of volunteers and get a lot done with a small crew. So.
Yeah, that's just another thing I'd like to talk about is the volunteers we've been able to pull in with this process. Since we moved downtown here, we've been able to access the college students from UC who are working on getting their service hours in for their scholarships. So they have provided us just this month with over 100 hours of volunteer services. It roughly is about 40 hours a week. And this is a team of 1 or 2 or 3 students coming in for a couple of hours. But we fill our schedule with volunteers all week.
And actually this program would not work without that help, because just to process and to keep the shelves full all the time and to go through all of these donations, we just don't have the staff. to do, that much ourselves. And so that's been a huge benefit of being here, in a more central location and so close to UC that we can take advantage of that. That's right, Beth. Thank you.
Did you
It's
say,
also been very interesting working with the students though, as they come from all different walks of life and to come in and see what we do. They don't always get to see the end result. They don't always see the product go out the door with Michaela's clients, but they do get to see the process of putting these products on the shelves. So I've really enjoyed working with the students too. So that's been a big part of this.
how many total members, nonprofit members do you have?
Members or clients served with like 418. Members are about 300.
300 nonprofits are members of OneSource?
I think it's about 300, maybe a little bit more than 300 full members. Also, when we became a resource center, we did not want to be exclusionary or a membership organization. And so we do allow shopping, open shopping in the warehouse for any nonprofit on the last Wednesday of the month. Our consulting and our training services are open to all nonprofits. You don't have to be a member. However, for the voucher program, we do require them to be a member just because we want to have a member benefit and be able to track them a little bit more. We have more of a relationship with our members than just any nonprofit that comes in and wants a voucher. So,
What are some of the other advantages of being a member?
everyday shopping is the big one. And
Training discounts.
training discount and just
Being on the distribution list for what's coming in, when it's coming in, that kind of thing.
yeah, so that when they get kind of the insider information, they have the first when things come in, they find out about things first.
And if we have an opportunity to buy something, we will try to get pre-orders from our existing members. Like mattresses, there's only 120 on there. And so we don't broadcast that to everybody. We broadcast that just to our members at first.
Phyllis, do you have any questions?
Yeah, hi Phyllis, we didn't get to say hello. We missed that you in the beginning.
Yeah, I was
Uh,
late to the game today.
How about you, Patricia? Do you have anything? Hello? Patsy? Oh, well, how about Andy?
No, any concerns I had were answered already.
Okay, then, do you guys have any questions for us by chance?
I know you put it on the website, like the cycle of like when do we?
Yeah, so our board meets end of next month, April 29th, and we usually get back to everybody within a week of the board meeting. So kind of the first week of May, you'd be hearing back from us. So a little over a month, you hear back from us.
Okay, well, thank you. You guys are really great to work with in terms of laying it all out in the beginning to know what to expect. And your LOI is a little long. I'll just say that, but
Yeah.
usually LOIs, they say keep it to 1 page or 2 pages. But yeah, you lay it all out so we kind of know what to expect and appreciate. And they're very prompt. I mean, like I said, some of the ones you put an application into when you kind of, it goes into the ethos and you know when you're ever going to hear back.
They don't have published dates on when they're doing meetings and things?
Some do, some don't. There's a big variety. You don't get too particular about being demanding on things when you're the asker.
The good news is from us is since we have run this program before, once we have committed funding, we will be able to get it out to our members very quickly.
Yeah, you have it out, to us, commitment to us at the beginning of May. By mid-May, we'll have vouchers out in the community, so.
Okay, well, I guess thanks for meeting with us this afternoon. We really appreciate your time.
All right, we appreciate
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks.
everyone.
Bye.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
All right.